This gizmo was invented by one of our fellow haunters from the NorCal Haunters group, and he calls it the Wobbly Bridge. The idea is that this boardwalk looks like a regular boardwalk, but it's actually suspended from some straps, so that as you step on it, woo, the boards jiggle and move a bit underneath your feet. From this angle you can see that it's already sagging just under the weight of the boards. It's very, very difficult to get those straps tight enough and clamped down tight enough. I just took another stab at it and thought I had it tighter, but it's still kind of disappointingly saggy, so I will keep working on that. But even if you got it really tight, you still need to elevate it a few inches above the ground to avoid bottoming out when somebody lighter than or heavier than a trick-or-treater steps on it. So I'm going to build a cradle that will suspend this and make it look like a pier so that it can be used in our friend's pirate-themed haunt. So I, as a test, elevated the boardwalk with some 4x4 posts on the side, so they're about, the bottom of the boardwalk is about 3.5 inches up off the floor, and it seemed to work for all of about 2 seconds until the straps tore and sprung from the clamps on the far end. So I guess that means I'm too fat for the wobbly boardwalk, and now I'm coming up with an alternative plan. I have an idea. So my revised idea is to use a 2x4 running up the center of the frame on the bottom as a fulcrum. So as you step on the boards, they will tilt left and right. And then on the sides, I will build retainers that keep the boards captive, that let them tilt back and forth, but don't let them escape or tilt too far. If this is this horizontal piece represents the fulcrum 2x4, then the boards would lay across that. The dotted line here represents the edge of one board, and it can tilt down as far as a 2x4 on the bottom and on the top of each of the side rails. And then this fulcrum 2x4, if necessary, can be supported by additional 2x4s across the bottom, making the whole thing very strong. So here's my proof of concept. This seems to work. It's very clattery, which can be a good thing, I suppose. But you know, the boards tilt enough to make you feel unstable without, I think, being in actual danger of twisting an ankle or anything. I haven't put rails on the bottom yet. I'm just using the floor for that. But the way the fulcrum works out, in most cases you hit the top side of the opposite rail before you hit the ground on the same side, although that's hard to tell for sure because of the warpedness of the frame and the 2x4s. Anyway, I think it's proof of concept. I think what I'll do is get some fresh 2x4s that hopefully aren't as warped, and put together the frame with pocket screws so it's nice and strong and the screws don't show. And then I can just, you know, prop it up however much I feel it needs to be for aesthetic reasons rather than for actual functionality. It's not quite the same feeling as Mike's original Wobbly Bridge, but I think it'll do the trick.